everyone, my name is Andie Daggett and I am the Rental Data Manager in Alberta and Ontario for Urban Analytics. This is going to be a two-part video series where I will be discussing our most recent third quarter update on Edmonton's purpose-built rental market. The first part of the video series, I will discuss the new projects that launched throughout the quarter, occupancy rates, as well as rental rates. The second part of the video series will include information on incentives offered, as well as new buildings that will be launching in the next few quarters and what we're seeing in the pipeline. Throughout the third quarter of 2020, Edmonton experienced 6 new project launches, which brought 546 new units to the market. These projects launched in various areas of the city, with 1 launching in the northwest, 2 in the southwest, 2 in the downtown core, and 1 in St. Albert. Occupancy rates at the end of the third quarter of 2020 in Edmonton's purpose-built rental market were 91%. This was a 3% increase compared to the second quarter of the year and a 2% decrease year over year. Typically, when new buildings are launching and adding these additional units to the market, we do see an impact on the occupancy rates, and it usually decreases. All these brand new units coming to the market, of course, is going to add a lot more supply, which definitely impacts that occupancy rate. However, during this quarter, even with those 6 new project launches, the city of Edmonton was still able to increase their occupancy rates when we compare it to the second quarter of the year. This is showing that Edmonton's rental market has remained very resilient, even given that we're currently living in a global pandemic. So this is really positive news for Edmonton rental developers. The average rent per square foot at the end of the third quarter of 2020 was $1.63. This is a 1 cent decrease per square foot when comparing to the second quarter of the year, and a 4 cent decrease per square foot when comparing year over year. Historically in Edmonton, occupancy rates and rental rates are closely correlated. However, as we can see in this quarter, it was not the case. This was largely due, again, to the COVID-19 pandemic. Even though these buildings were experiencing positive absorption throughout the third quarter of the year, developers were having to offer more rental rate incentives to potential tenants in order to incentivize them to rent at that building. There's also a lot of rental product in the Edmonton market, and so that is also resulting in lots of developers having to compete with one another to attract those new tenants. So the COVID-19 pandemic and the amount of supply in Edmonton's market have both combined to result in these decreased rents as developers are offering those rental rate incentives. Thank you very much. That concludes part 1 of the video series for the third quarter update on Edmonton's rental market. Stay tuned for the second part of the series, which will be released tomorrow morning, where I will be discussing incentives that we saw throughout the quarter, as well as new supply that's in the pipeline. Thank you.